Your company can have AI in the meeting deck, AI in the software stack, and AI in the CEO update, and still be using AI badly at work. The warning sign isn't experimentation. It's when nobody can answer the next question. What got better that people can trust? Here are 6 signs that AI activity is outrunning AI value inside a company, and one question that cuts through the noise before AI forward turns into AI theater. Reframe. The old question was whether companies would try AI at all. The harder question now is whether all that trying is making the work better or just making the company look busier in a newer direction. Number 6, they measure AI activity before they can name AI value. The first sign shows up in the meeting before it shows up in the tool. The adoption slide looks healthy. More users, more pilots, more AI-assisted output. Then the operator closest to the work asks a less comfortable question. Did quality improve? Did cycle time improve without creating a bigger checking problem later? Did customers get a better answer? Deloitte's 2026 Enterprise AI Research says only 34% of surveyed organizations are truly reimagining the business around AI. McKinsey gives the pressure a shape. 80% of respondents set efficiency as an AI objective. Efficiency matters. But if every win becomes more output faster, activity can start impersonating value. The meeting gets quieter when somebody asks what improved that the company would still trust if the stakes went up. That's the first fingerprint. There's nothing wrong with the usage number by itself. Early adoption has to be visible somehow. The problem is when the number becomes a substitute for the work test. 100 people trying a tool tells you curiosity spread. It doesn't yet tell you whether the customer reply got better, the analyst found the right source faster, or the manager made a cleaner decision with less rework. So keep that operator in the room for a second. They don't need to be anti-AI to feel the gap. They only need to notice that the excitement has a chart, while the outcome still has a shrug. And when value stays vague in that meeting, the next mistake can arrive with a license email. Number 5. The tool arrives before the problem has a name. The same operator leaves the meeting and gets access to a new AI assistant. There's a launch note. There are example prompts. There may even be a cheerful nudge to find use cases. But the bottleneck they were struggling with yesterday is still unnamed. Was it research? Slow approvals? Customer follow-up? Search through internal documents? Nobody chose. Now the tool creates a new chore. People test it, compare it, report that they used it, and swap prompt tips while the old friction stays where it was. Broad experimentation can be useful. A company does need room to learn. But tool access is not a problem statement. Gartner says organizations reporting successful AI initiatives invest up to 4 times more in foundations like data quality, governance, AI-ready people, and change management. That's the part a tool announcement can't fake. Look at how this fails on a B2B SaaS launch team. The operator isn't stuck because the weekly update is hard to write. They're stuck because product claims are scattered across documents, approvals are slow, and nobody is sure which answer is current. But the rollout celebrates a shiny drafting assistant first. Now the update sounds cleaner while the launch decision stays slow. The tool looks busy. The bottleneck keeps its job. So number 5 has a different fingerprint from number 6. The value isn't only unmeasured. The work itself was never chosen clearly enough for the tool to help on purpose. Then the output starts arriving anyway. Number 4. Faster output gets celebrated while review burden gets ignored. 3 AI-assisted drafts land in the operator's queue before lunch. They came faster than the old drafts. Great. But now someone has to decide which one is right, which one missed context, and which one sounds polished enough to hide a mistake. That checking work is easy to disappear from the productivity story. The company counts drafting time. The reviewer absorbs trust time. The boundary matters more as AI touches more steps. McKinsey says 23% of respondents report scaling an agentic AI system somewhere in their organizations, while another 39% are experimenting with AI agents, systems that can move work through more steps on their own. The more output can move, route, or act, the more important it is to know where review gets heavier. Review isn't proof AI failed. Low-stakes drafts don't need the same bar as customer claims, finance decisions, or work that changes somebody's next move. But if AI made output faster and nobody designed the trust boundary, the work didn't vanish. It changed owners. The operator feels that first. Then people start making their own rules. Number 3. Employees are inventing the real rules in private. The official rule may be one sentence. The lived rule becomes a patchwork. One team uses the approved tool. Another quietly uses something else. One manager says not to paste sensitive information anywhere risky. Another person can't tell where the actual line is, so they guess. Our operator now sees two realities at once: the company's AI story and the habits people use to get through the day. Lenovo's 2026 workforce research surveyed 6,000 employees. More than 70% said they use AI weekly, and the report says up to 1/3 of enterprise AI use can sit beyond IT oversight. You don't need to turn that into a scare story. The cleaner signal is this: behavior can move faster than trusted guidance. So the useful check isn't only whether an AI policy exists, it's whether the rules people quote still match the tools, shortcuts, and workarounds people actually use. Because when they don't match, people start budgeting risk privately. One careful employee avoids the tool too often. Another assumes the silence means permission. A manager says, use your judgment to a team that never got a shared definition of good judgment in the first place. Quick pause here. A lot of companies hear guidance gap and reach for training. Good instinct, incomplete fix. Number 2. Training teaches use before it teaches judgment. Training day can feel reassuring. The interface is familiar now. The prompt examples work. The shortcut saves a few clicks. Then the operator takes a real question back to the desk and gets an answer that sounds calm, complete, and slightly wrong. Not obviously broken. That's the problem. Maybe the answer ignored one source. Maybe it flattened a trade-off. Maybe it gave a recommendation before the operator knew what evidence should change it. Prompt fluency doesn't tell them what to reject. Deloitte says the AI skills gap is the biggest barrier many organizations report to integration, and education is the top talent strategy adjustment they're making. That direction makes sense. People need capability, but the target can still be wrong. If a rollout teaches commands before it teaches standards, capability starts and stops at use. The capability that matters is comparing, doubting, asking for evidence, and knowing when the human decision must stay visible. If training stops at use, people can look more enabled right before the work becomes less defensible. This is the training failure viewers can spot early. The session ends with confidence about commands. The desk work begins with uncertainty about standards. Nobody showed the operator what a weak answer looks like when it sounds professional, or which claim needs a source before it gets repeated in a meeting. Then the countdown reaches the point where that gap has consequences. Number 1. AI touches decisions. No one is ready to defend. The last sign arrives when someone asks the operator to explain the result. Maybe AI helped shape a recommendation. Maybe it summarized material that changes what a team prioritizes. Maybe an agent took enough steps that nobody in the room can quickly say what changed along the way. Now the question isn't, did we use AI? Who owns this? Who can explain why this result was trusted? Who can override it when the context changes? Deloitte says only about 1 in 5 companies, in its 2026 research report, a mature governance model for autonomous AI agents. And NIST's generative AI profile treats risk management and trustworthiness as operating work, not decorative language around a tool. You don't need a legal lecture to hear the point. If nobody can defend the result when it matters, the company has not delegated intelligence. It has hidden responsibility. And the operator from the first meeting is now standing at the far end of the AI story. They heard the progress update, they received the tool, they checked the output, they improvised around guidance, They sat through training. Now someone wants the result explained. Hidden responsibility is a very expensive way to look modern. Put the 6 signs together and the pattern is clear. Bad AI use doesn't always look like a broken tool. It can look like activity before value, a tool before a named problem, speed before review, private rules before trusted guidance, use before judgment, and responsibility getting blurrier when it should get sharper. The answer isn't use less AI. It's a better question for the next AI meeting, pilot, rollout, or training session. What got better, who trusts it, and who owns it? If a company can answer those 3 parts, AI experimentation starts to look useful. If it can't, the warning signs are already there. It puts excitement back under a work test. That test gives the careful skeptic something better than eye-rolling, and the excited adopter something better than blind momentum. Show the outcome, show the trust boundary, show the owner. And once you can spot bad AI use, the next question is more interesting. What does a company using AI well actually do differently?